Hi everyone, it's Christine again. We're doing the Building and Maintaining a Healthy Self-Esteem series today, and I want to talk about criticism. So what is criticism and how does it relate to self-esteem? Criticism is referred to as negative commentary about someone or something, but it can also mean an examination or judgment. You can either use criticism in a positive way to improve or in a negative way that can lower your self-esteem and cause stress, anger, or even aggression. Dealing with criticism positively is an important life skill to have. So there are two main types of criticism, constructive and deconstructive. So what is constructive criticism? Constructive criticism provides genuine feedback in a way that is helpful. It is intended to provide you with useful feedback that you can use to help you learn and grow. And then there's deconstructive criticism. So what is deconstructive criticism? Deconstructive criticism is brought forward in an unhelpful and sometimes hurtful way. It can be intended to embarrass someone or may be perceived as a personal attack. Why is it important to know how to handle criticism? When struggling with low self-esteem, you already have a low opinion of yourself and your abilities. Add to this people criticizing you, whether they actually are or whether you're perceiving it, can negatively impact your already low self-esteem. This can cause you to second guess yourself and make you feel like you've done something wrong, even when you haven't. Why do you respond the way that you do to criticism? How you handle criticism is largely related to negative experiences you've had in your life and your negative beliefs about yourself. If you have received a lot of deconstructive criticism in your life, then your reaction to criticism is most likely going to be negative. You may view any criticism, whether constructive or deconstructive, as hurtful and rejecting. If you have received a lot of constructive criticism in your life, you may be able to better cope with criticism. So there are three main responses to criticism: passive, aggressive, and assertive. And assertive is the one that you want. So passive, you may tend to just agree with the criticism, whether it is valid or not. You may end up feeling hurt and confused and may even be hard on yourself about it. So assertive, this is the one that you want to achieve. You can see the criticism is not necessarily saying something about you as a person. You don't get defensive, angry, or hurt. You stay calm and accept the criticism. So aggressive, you take any criticism as a personal attack and you may become defensive and go on the attack. This can lead to conflict and increased aggression. So here are some examples of the three main responses to criticism. So if you respond to criticism passively, you're afraid to speak up, you may isolate yourself from a group, and you may agree with others despite your personal feelings. Excuse me. So assertive. Someone who responds assertively to criticism, speaks openly, participates in a group, and keeps to the point. Someone who responds aggressively to criticism, interrupts or talks over others, takes over or dominates a group, and only considers their own feelings or makes demands of others. So some things to remember if you are being criticized. 1, respond to the words and not the tone of the criticism. It is important when being criticized to separate the point of the criticism from the way it is being spoken to you. Often when people are giving criticism, they can come across confrontational or even aggressive. You need to separate the criticism from the way it is given to you. 2, this is a really good one to remember, and if it's at all possible, I highly recommend. 2, don't respond immediately. If possible, it is best to wait a little bit before responding to criticism. If we respond too quickly, we may not have the time to consider the criticism and may respond with feelings of anger or injured pride. It is better to take the time to consider. Here are some tips you may find useful to challenge any negative thoughts you may have about any criticism you may receive. If there's something wrong with what I've done, it doesn't mean it's a reflection on me as a person. What can I learn from this criticism? It may appear negative, but through criticism, I have the opportunity to learn and grow. I have the right to tell someone in a respectable way if their behavior has hurt, irritated, or upset me. So thank you for watching this video on criticism, and stay tuned for the next video in this series, which will be on healthy relationships. If you have any questions or want more information on any of these topics, I can be reached at 519-539-8055, extension 265, or by email, christinesmith@cmhaoxford.on.ca. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.